Okay, tonight we're going to make ourselves some SLAMBO'S Hydrogen Bomb Chili for Super Bowl Sunday. We got 3 pounds of lean ground beef. Actually, tonight we're using ground sirloin. We have our jalapeno chili peppers. We've got a 1/4 pound of those. We've got a 1/4 pound of serranos. I'm going to throw in a habanero tonight. We got the green bell pepper. Got the red bell pepper. We got a stalk of celery. We got the Hormel pepperoni. We got our mushrooms. We got zucchinis. We got California chili peppers. Actually, they're Anaheim's. Got the garlic. You got the white onion. We've got a can of stewed tomatoes and 2 cans of tomato sauce. We got a jar of tender cactus. We got the red cayenne. We got our chili powder. We got the black pepper. We got some chopped black olives. We got the kidney beans and the bay leaves. Okay, we need the Chinese cleaver. We got a foil covered bake sheet so we can brown our beef. And we've got a Dutch oven so that we can mix all the ingredients. So we have our tomatoes in the Dutch oven. We're going to chop up the celery, zucchini, the onion, the pepper. We're going to throw in our cactus and the ripe olives. Then we'll put the mushrooms. And meanwhile, we'll be browning our beef in the cookie sheet. And we cover that a little bit with the cayenne. And then at last we'll put the peppers in. And we'll put the hot stuff in last. We'll let it cook for a little while. And then after it's looking like chili, we put in the beans. We're slicing up the zucchini into slices. And then we cut them into little lengths. And then cut them this way. So we got our zucchini and our celery in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put take the liquid out of the tender cactus and then dump that in. So now we've got our cactus in there and our chopped olives, our chopped black olives. We go with our mushrooms now, and we're going to cut them like this, and then quarter them like in the little diced chunks. Add those mushrooms in there. They're nice and sliced and diced, as you can see. We got our 3 Anaheim chilies here, and we're going to just cut them right down the length like this into little pieces that are going to be about an 1/8 inch. So you'll get these little round things like this. We cut the ends off the Anaheim peppers and remove the seeds. Okay, we got our Anaheim chili peppers in there. As for the red bell and the green bell, we're going to put we're going to slice and dice these guys. And then we're going to peel the onion, rather the garlic, and then leave the onion and the hot peppers for last. We use an entire container of the chili powder and a few teaspoons of the cayenne pepper on the ground beef, and then we'll put a tablespoon of the cayenne pepper in the chili itself. And we'll put in 3 bay leaves. For the red and the green bell pepper, you split these in half and you remove the seed pods, and then you slice and dice them. Okay, now we've got our red and green bell peppers spread out over the mix, and we spread it out a little bit so that it's now getting some color. Now it's on to peeling the garlic and the aromatic stuff like the white onion, the garlic, and the peppers. I leave these for last because you get a little sneezy around here. Peeling garlic is probably the most tedious thing I have ever done. So what I do is I slice it, then I peel it skin off, and then it's bare, and then I chop it. Use a chopper to chop the garlic. So now we take an entire jar of the chili powder. We've got our garlic in here, and we put in some bay leaves. We just dump that whole jar of chili powder into the mix. So now we're going to take a tablespoon of the cayenne pepper and stick that in there. It's a nice rounded tablespoon, as you can see. And just put that in there. For the white onion, we're going to cut the ends off of it, and then we'll dice it, and not dice it and slice it, we'll chop it like we did the garlic. In order for this onion to fit into the chopper, I have got this thing cut into quarters. We'll chop those in those quarters and add them into the mix. Now it's getting a little eye-watery around here. So now we have our onion and our chili powder and all the other ingredients so far mixed together, and we're going to brown some beef before we put the peppers on in. Okay, so we've got our cookie sheet with the ground beef spread out, and we're about ready to brown. So we're going to sprinkle on some cayenne pepper. And then stick it in the broiler. And then after we get this out of the broiler, we separate out the any remaining fat and drain that away, and before we put it in the mix. Okay, so we put this in the broiler, and we allow this to broil for about 6 minutes, and that'll get it underway, and then it'll cook all the way when it's in the mix. While the meat's in the broiler, we're going to prepare 3 tablespoons of black pepper using the peppercorn dispenser. So we just let that do its thing. So we got our beef browned. We're going to take that foil out of the cookie sheet and dispose of the fat and put the meat into the mix. And in the mix, we've added our black pepper. So now we're going to add first beef and then add the peppers, the chili peppers. So we've added our beef, and we're going to kind of like mix that in. Right now it's just laid in there, and all the fat has been discarded in the foil containers. We're going to take the seeds out of these jalapenos and the serranos and the habanero, and in order to do that means you have to cut the tops off, slice them in half, and then take the seed pods out. This will make you sneeze if you're not used to it, so be prepared. So we've got the seeds out of the habanero, and we're about to cut the other peppers in half and remove all the seeds. So we've halved them, and we're about to take out the seed pods, and in order to do that, you just take and strip the seeds. Once these peppers have been seeded, now you can chop them into little bits. Looks like a lot of pepper, but or chilies, it's not that much because of the volume of the Dutch oven. We take the pepperoni, and we'll just chop that too into bits, kind of like the pepper or the chilies. It's starting to look a lot like chili at this point, so we're going to add the pepperoni here directly, and then put it in the oven and let it cook at 350 for about an hour, and then we'll add the beans and then reduce the heat down to 140 and let it cook overnight, and it'll be ready for Super Bowl Sunday. So there's the pepperoni all cut up into little chunks. So now we just stir the ingredients a little bit to get it all mixed up really good, and then stick it in the oven. It's looking like this is going to be a really good batch. Okay, we got 1 hour of cooking on the 350 degree setting, and it really looks like good chili, and you ought to. It's too bad we can't send you this wonderful aroma. Okay, it's time to add our beans. Okay, with our bean cans drained, we add the beans to the mix. And we'll put this back in the oven and allow it to cook at a very slow cook, 140, 160 overnight. And tomorrow, Super Bowl chili. And this smells so good. I wish it could come through. This is awesome chili. Now, the word awesome is used way too frequently. But this is awesome chili.
And there it is, the final product the next morning after stewing all night in the 140 degree. Some beautiful, thick, round surface. Stir that back in. All nice and moist. Everything is good. It keeps you up at night with the aroma. So this ought to be great.